Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my 1973 Honda CB450 Cafe Racer project. Had this bike for about 10 years now, slowly been going over it, doing pieces here and there, switching it over. Currently, the bike has a seized engine, so I figured this would be a great time to do a little build video and see where this bike ends up taking me. I really like this bike, and I think that it has a lot of potential, and in the past I've really tried to keep it as budget friendly as possible. I'll go over some of the things that I've done already to the bike, but yeah, I think it could be something awesome. So figured I would take the time, tear it down, and rebuild it back up as something new. So yeah, let's go over what I've done to it so far. To begin, obviously we have the tank. The tank is 100% stock. However, I did put a bunch of different colors of sticker vinyl all over it. It was just a sticker pack off of like Amazon of bunch of different sample colors that I cut out and put all over the different tank. It is the original brown 1973 Honda 450 under there. It has a lot of patina. I just wasn't sure if I wanted it or not, so I figured instead of painting it, I would just use these stickers instead. Next major thing to notice is the hole in the middle. So I have already taken out the battery box. I've taken out the air filters, things like that, replaced it with these uni filters. Also, I have cut out the support that goes in between here. I didn't do the best job of filling it and sanding it down, which I will do probably later on. This is the original seat. However, I cut down the foam that was on the inside, and I also hand sewed this leather jacket I found at Goodwill. But yeah, hand sewed this to kind of fit, make it a little more low profile. On the inside, there is a welded battery box tray down there. That one's all rusted out. Also, the anti-gravity battery that I had in here fried, and as you can see, it's all pretty toasty. Makeshift fender out of stickers and duct tape. This piece right here, this metal piece, is the original fender that was cut and welded to the back. The back end was cut off as well. Going around, we have all the turn signals have been removed, so all we have is this back tail light slash brake light. That was all that was needed for these older bikes where I used to live. This raw steel is license plate holder, which obviously I never got around to painting, and it got rained on and pretty destroyed. But still not bad. I'll probably end up moving that to here or something. We'll see. Moving on. The mufflers. These are obviously been switched over. These are not the stock mufflers. These are just the shorties. Back here, like I said, I was trying to make it as budget friendly as possible. So the braces that are holding it, that is actually old license plate that I cut up and painted black. You know, even this back fender bit, like all of that stuff were things that I tried to reuse on the bike, to keep it as budget friendly as possible. Up here we have new clip-on bars. All the gauges have been removed. The only thing that's there now is a new speedometer, end mirror. Let's see here, what else? Front fender on the front was taken off, although this was the brace that was on the inside of the fender, so I still wanted to keep its structural sort of integrity in the front. So I left that on there, but removed the whole fender that was attached to it. And yeah, pretty much everything else on here is the way it is. You know, these have been sitting out in the rain. These front forks are pretty rusty, so got to clean those up. I hope I don't even have to replace them, but we'll see. I'm not really sure what I'm going to end up doing with this bike. But yeah, so yeah, we'll let me set you guys back down here for a second, and yeah, we're gonna see where I can end up taking this thing. Let me know in the comments what you guys do to keep your budget down on your bikes, what all you've done, and yeah, maybe I'll also throw in some photos of what the bike originally looked like when I first got it. It was pretty beat up, but was almost brand new, so it's kind of sweet. Doesn't have too many miles on it. Yeah, I think that's about it for now. So anyway, let's jump into a time lapse of starting to tear this thing down. See you guys in a sec. Alright guys, not sure if you can really see what's going on here, but we got the seat off. This is the welded tray that we have sort of built, but I'm going to start disconnecting some of these wires and see where they go and what we can clean up here. Here's our new regulator rectifier. I also know that a lot of these wires are fuses. Like this was an additional fuse that I added in for that back tail light. We were trying to create it, put it as an LED light, but just kept popping on us. So we'll have to figure something else out or put some relays in there. But yeah, this was a fuse that was added for that. This is our tail light. I just want to get all this stuff cleaned up, out of the way, and have a look at it all. So there's our back rear wires. These are for our turn signals. Obviously right here is blue and this orange. Blue and orange are turn signals that obviously we did not use. Green is ground. This gray is to the back brake light, or back tail light, I should say. Green, I believe, is the back. Green with the yellow stripe, I believe, is brake light. It's brake light or tail light. Brown and green with the right stripe. Your twos and then your ground. Because we got those out of the way. Let's just... yeah, that's okay. We have this, which goes down to, I believe... yeah, I'm not sure where this one goes right at the moment. It's black, so it must be ground to something. And yeah, we got our whole engine harness here. This is to our starter solenoid right there. Might have to get another one of those. I guess we'll see. It's actually not in terrible shape. This got a little burnt. So I might have to replace that. That looks, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that looks pretty rough. Yeah, this bike, long story short, I had it sitting outside. I was thinking about selling it. I went to go, it was wrapped in a tarp and everything. I went to go start it and thing just started frying, like cooking. And I was like, oh my gosh. And yeah, battery started going berserk. It was wild. It was definitely crazy. Needless to say, I didn't end up selling the bike. That's for sure. Okay, so yeah, there's our wiring harness. I'm not sure. I might end up getting an M unit for this thing and just clean it all up. Could be nice. I've already been through the wiring on this before, so I know it's all good. And like I said, the bike ran pretty recently until, of course, it didn't. But yeah, so clean that up. Again, this is that aftermarket regulator rectifier, which I will say really helped on this bike. Highly recommend that. That was from Common Motor again. But yeah, we'll see what all we can use and what goes to what here. So as we said, the engine is seized. Probably going to have to take off this top end, pull that off and see what's going on. I've got some paper towels in here. I had some Marvel mystery oil in there just to try and get those pistons a little free, but they weren't budging. So I guess we'll see that. Got the tank off, got the seat off. As you can see in here, this is where those wires were fried. So we are going to have to take those apart, pull them out, and have a look and see how they're doing. Probably have to end up adding some new wire. Yeah, we got the new regulator rectifier from Common Motor in there. Whew, there's a lot of rust. Holy cow. From the batteries. Yeah, so this is a CB450. You got your horn, which that is disconnected somehow, so that's fun. Yeah, spark plugs, coils. Yeah, everything's there. And we'll see if we can get this engine to turn over one of these days. So anyway, I'm gonna keep tearing this thing down, probably start taking the carburetors, things like that off, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, guys, here you have the carburetors on the CB450. Again, I've already taken the air boxes off, as well as put on these new pod filters. So we're gonna take these off, and take these carbs off, disconnect them from throttle cables, all that stuff, and we'll go from there. Here we go. Oh, that was stuck on there. Right now we are disconnecting the throttle cables. So if you guys can't see what I'm doing, I already disconnected the throttle cable from the carburetor. Now I am just, well, continuing that process. Unscrewing that off. Which, you know, I'm not even sure if I need to do, but we'll see. It looks like it's all connected. There's that. Okay, and then the last thing we have to do is connect the choke, which is right here. It kind of hoops out around the back, if you guys can see it. And we are going to disconnect that, and then we should be able to finish unscrewing this from here, and this thing should pop right off. Guess we'll see. Yo. Are you still filming? Yeah, I'm almost done. $10mm socket. Which we can't get to. Not the most amount of room. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. We've got the tank off. We've got the seat off. We took a look at some of this wiring, and we've got the carbs off. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments, or if you have anything that any pointers that you think I could have done better, or something that's worked for you. Let me know. Alright guys, thanks for checking it out. We'll see you next time.